For the next question, we have line references, so we can just go to where they tell us and we can read those lines and see if they answer the question. So the question in the second paragraph primarily serves two. Okay, so we just read this for the previous question, but they're specifically focusing us on this. Do the blades of a plow, which can reach more than a foot beneath the soil surface, bring some of these buried seeds to the surface where their germination is induced by exposure to sunlight? And they just talked about soil and sunlight and growth and all this stuff. And so weed seeds, there's a lot of stuff here. And so it seems like they're just asking a regular old question. I don't think there's much that's difficult about this. So if we go to the choices, let's use process of elimination. Let's look at the individual words in the choices and see what we can get rid of. A, emphasize the provisional nature of the findings discussed in the passage. Well, I purposely haven't given us any more of the passage because we shouldn't need it. This is a line reference question about the second paragraph. We should be able to stick basically to the second paragraph without reading everything else. That's how the no reading strategy works. And sure enough, that word provisional, I would need evidence of that right here. Provisional means temporary. And so we have nothing that suggests that the findings of the experiment are going to be temporary, right? Like, why would they work one day but not work another day? That doesn't make sense. Certainly not based on anything I'm reading here. So this just seems like a random word. Doesn't match with anything that makes sense about science. B, introduce the specific research topic addressed in the passage. Yeah, that's probably what it does. I don't even need to read the rest of the passage to have like that very safe assumption that they're asking a question that the next 70 lines are going to answer. That seems pretty logical. Let's still look at C and D to make sure, but yeah. Suggest the hypothetical impact of the studies analyzed in the passage. Well, why is it hypothetical? They're asking a question about the real world. They're asking if the seeds germinate after they've been plowed. So I don't really get why that would be hypothetical. That's a real thing. So that's weird. And D, indicate the level of disagreement about the methods explored in the passage. Well, even if they disagree later in the passage, I don't get any sense of that in these lines, in this paragraph. So there's nothing that suggests any sort of disagreement. And so again, B is the answer, but now I know. And that's what process of elimination is about. Yeah, we probably would have gotten this just by looking at it, and B feels right if you just read the choice, but I'm putting in place a lot of good habits that are going to help me as the questions get harder. That's really what reading is all about, is we don't know if we're dealing with an easy, straightforward question or a hard question with lots of traps. And following process of elimination, looking for the individual words that make choices wrong, that's a good habit that's going to help you whether the question is easy or hard. And if you strengthen that habit when the questions are easy, it'll be ready to go for when they're hard. Have a process, use it, you'll get more points.